So here we are. Hi Dave, how's it going? This is the crossbow that I finished up from the stock that we built together at VinFest. I finished it pretty much right after we got home from VinFest. I used the original yew prod, the one that you gave back to me at Quad War this year. So what I did was I flattened the back where it fits into the stock, changed the profile from round to flat here, and angled it a little bit so I've got a fairly decent upward angle to get not too much string pressure on the table. But that could be better with the next one, because you can see I've got a bit of downward force on the string on top of the table there. You know, it's not too bad, but that could be better. So I'll have to tip it a little bit more, but when I cock it into the nut, it's nicely centered that way. So so the prod is rawhide backed yew, self prod, one piece of wood, sapwood and heartwood. It's 40 inches from knock to knock, and it's pulling 55 pounds at the stroke length, which is 8 3/4 of an inch, with a 2.5 inch brace height. So that works out to 480 inch-pounds, which is not bad for a wood prod. I wanted to make the first one light enough that it would hold together and not explode the first time I shot it. So I had quite a bit of, not trouble, but challenges getting the prod to sit properly in the stock and getting it bound in, and it's bound in really well. It's tight. I've got a leather spacer on the back and the top that made it quite snug when I bound it in originally. So it's very, very tight. There's no wiggle there at all with this wooden prod in the stock, so it fits in there pretty good. Okay, so shooting it. With the 55-pound draw, it's nice and easy to cock. I got the bolt clip with just the right amount of pressure, so the bolt is sitting nice in the groove. It's not pointing up or down. These are some new bolts that I fletched that don't have offset fletching either. They're flat, so the bolt sits nice on the rail. I guess the one thing that I could say about this is, compared to the steel prod ones, is it's smooth. It's very quiet when I shoot it, and it shoots very, very smoothly. Okay, here we go. So probably less than half of the noise that I hear with the steel prod. So that target butt's set at 30 yards. So it's a real joy to shoot. It's very quiet, very smooth. The trigger release is beautiful. I'm not getting a lot of excessive wear on the serving from the nut. I got the corners rounded off pretty good. I'm not getting a lot of string wear on the table either, which is good. I think that helps with the lower draw weight too. So at 30 yards where I have the butt set, my trajectory seems to be about 10 inches. So I'm putting the top of the table on the top of the black ring on the butt, and it seems to be dropping them in there pretty good. I'm still getting it dialed in, practicing. But if I do my part, I can put them pretty much in the red all the time, especially at 20 yards. So I'm still getting a bit of bad bolt flight, but I think that's just my fault. I've got 5-inch fletchings. I think they're too big. Too much steerage. So drop those down a little bit, make them smaller. I've noticed too that the bigger fletchings, if they're not fletched perfectly square, then you get bad flight. But it's so smooth. There's no other way to describe it compared to the steel one, as it's really smooth and it's really fun to shoot.
Okay, are we done now?
That was a bullseye right in the middle of the gold. Good way to end up. So that's mostly my fault from talking instead of concentrating. But if I do my part, I can certainly put them all into the red from 30 yards, which is not bad. Get a little bit more proficient with fletching the bolts in a smaller feather. I think I can shrink that group about half. So pretty